Hey yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to My Life in Stacks, where we stack all the precious things in life. So as you guys can see, if you're looking at the markets or if you're watching them at all, silver took a pretty big drop today, and likewise gold did. So I wanted to touch on that, look at the charts, and just see where it's going to be going from here. So we'll start off with silver. So we have one big drop off. That was today. We had a pretty big drop yesterday as well. If you look at, we were up here around May, the beginning of May, which was the peak of the silver climb. And then our 5-10 crossed over the 20, which signals a stage 4 decline. And you can see that clear as day. So the red dotted line is the 10-day moving average. The blue dotted line is the 5-day moving average. They crossed over. Once those cross over the green line, which is the 20-day moving average, that signals a, in this case, when it crosses over going down, it signals a stage 4 decline. When it signals going up, 5-10 crossing over the 20 going up, that signals a stage 2 breakout. So stage 1 is right here. Let's get some annotations on here. Stage 1 is right here. Probably should use a box to be better, because that stage 1 is this box right here, 4 days of sideways movement. Stage 2 is that crossover, 5-10 crossing over the 20 right there, gives us our breakout. So stage 1, stage 2, and then stage 3, which is consolidation. And you can see that we were moving sideways for about a month, and then stage 4 decline is going to be right in there when the 5-10 cross over the 20 coming down, and like clockwork it does it. Same over here, 5-10 crossed over the 20. It was trending back and forth, but ultimately it crossed over right here, which signals a stage 4 decline. It played out for a couple of days, maybe even weeks, but then ultimately it did what it signaled, which was a stage 4 decline, and that's why we got this big decline there. So anyway, stage 1, stage 2 breakout, 5-10 cross over the 20, stage 3 consolidation, and it moved sideways for about a month. Stage 4 decline, 5-10 crossing over the 20, and it did so, and it broke down, and now it kind of moved sideways. It signaled another breakout right here, but it kind of, you have to take into consideration the previous supports. So if we look right, let's see, if we look right here, we got, I meant to click the rectangle. If we look right here, we have a base of support, which was previous high. That indicates level of resistance because it was at the high when we were down here. We passed that up, which ultimately showed itself again. That's why we started to move sideways right here. And it's no coincidence that those all pretty much line up. And we moved above that, so we passed previous resistance, broke above that, we got up here. Then ultimately stage 4 decline came down. But look where we held. These levels of previous resistance is current support. So this is previous resistance, we broke through it. Now look, current support, all right here, current support, all right here, all along this trend line, because previous resistance is current support. And we broke current support, which is right here, and next trending is we're holding about right here. If we break this, it's down into here, and if we break that, it's back down to the $20 range. So let me clear all this up. Ultimately, right now as it stands, you have the RSI, which is free falling. You have the chart, which is free falling. You have the 5-10. They're not spread or any, I mean, sorry, they're spread. So that indicates it's not turning anytime soon. You have the MACD histogram. That indicates that we're going into inverse movement. And you got the MACD crossing over, indicating a fall. So as it sits right here, I think when I looked at the chart yesterday, it was pretty much the same indications, and I said we're going to continue dropping, and sure enough, today we opened up and we dropped another candle. But as it stands right now, we're going to continue to fall until we build a level of support. Hopefully, depending on where you stand, you might want it to come back down here so you could buy, because you missed this whole opportunity, and you obviously want to buy down here and have it up here. And if you're trading, then you want to sell it up here, buy down here, sell up here. And so you might be hoping it comes back down here. I'm hoping that too, just because I love to buy down here. But either way, only time will tell. We'll let it play out. This is where it's sitting right now. So if it's sitting right there, which is 4 days of sideways movement, if we build out from here, we could possibly build out a stage 1, let this all calm down. The RSI is already down, and so it will consolidate, and then we'll get another stage 2 breakout, and possibly this previous level of resistance like this will hopefully be like this in the past, and then we'll be somewhere up here. So keep an eye on that. If we continue getting sideways movement, we can look to buy and add here. If not, then we're gonna free fall back down to our $20 range. Let's look at gold. Where are you at? If we look at gold, it's kind of the same story. If you put these charts side by side, it looks ultimately the same, because silver follows gold for the most part. But same area, we had the breakout, stage 2 breakout, went up. Charts look pretty much the same. We passed previous resistance. We built a new base up here, came down. It's so funny how it works out. It's an art. It really is. Previous resistance is current support. Now look where gold's holding. It held right here at this previous resistance, which is now current support. It's kind of held right here for the most part for a couple of days at previous resistance, which is current support. So once again, if just like silver, if it holds here, we can build a base and build up from here. If not, we're going to see a drop down, and we could go to here, and we could go to here, and then we could go here, and then we could go there. So there's levels. You have to pay attention. You have to watch where it's at. Right now it's holding support right here, which is good. And so continue to keep an eye on it, and we'll see where we go from there. Not much in the news besides the fact that nothing is, really bad. Like no other banks are coming down right now. It's not. The waves are the ocean's still right now, and so when the waves start to pick up again and drama starts happening, just like it did down here, guess what? Tide will rise, and we'll start getting a pickup again. But that's the thing with gold and silver, is when people aren't all gung-ho about it because the world's ending and this, that, and the third, nobody's really buying it. And that's why you're starting to see this decline, because all these people that bought up here out of FOMO are now going, I don't really need this, and they're starting to sell off little by little. But when it comes back down here and something happens with the banks, or something, Powell says something, or something happens with the interest rates, or something, another scandal comes out, guess what? Everybody's like, oh, I need gold and silver, and they start buying, and it does this. So don't panic. Look at the charts. Pay attention. Same thing with the RSI is coming down. The MACD histogram is coming down. The MACD is crossed over, indicating coming down. Volume pushing to the downside, and look how far above we are the 200-day moving average. This is 200-day moving average. Look how far above we are from it. So things usually tend to come back to the 200-day moving average. So we've gone too far, too fast, and we're looking to come back to the moving average. Is ultimately what the chart's telling us. So keep an eye on it, and we'll talk and keep on stacking all the precious things in life.